What's going on, people? Welcome back to this here game where you do everything in your power to try to live. But before we get into it, I gotta plug in at least one of these things. In case you didn't know, this is my kick channel. Now, I'm pretty sure the hype around kick has died down since its introduction, like maybe a year ago, but your boy is on there. You feel me? Your boy is indeed on there. So if you want to support me, hit the follow button on there because I stream there as well. You got me? Cool. Now, at the start of this here encounter, I'm going to point out three things to you. Obviously, we're on Sawmill. Okay, what do I have as a choice of weapon? Well, the only reasonable thing, an MP5. Y'all see that detector, right? Watch this. I'm willing to bet you $200 that this guy was running straight for the detector. I'm willing to bet you. You see, people, knowing spawn points is one thing, but knowing where somebody might go based off of the spawn point, that's major. Let me put it to you like this. I'm assuming we all drive, right? We all hold driver's licenses. We drive from point A to point B once a day, if not multiple times a day, right? It's one thing to know where the state trooper sits, but it's a completely different thing to know which way he's going to go once he's done with his shift and or he's going after somebody. You know what I'm saying? That's major. And I mean, like, you can have devices you can buy off of eBay or Amazon, like radar detection devices to tell you where the state trooper is, but if you've been around the block a couple of times and you see him sitting there in the exact same spot for like a year or so, chances are he's still going to be there. See what I did there? My dearest viewers, my dearest audience that watch my videos, there are two things that I absolutely will not do in this game. Two things. The first is use a jammer. I will never use a jammer unless I know for a fact homeboy has a second port. Because obviously if I get ported once, I find a jammer, I'm going to use a jammer on the second port to try and throw him to try and throw him off my tail. Right? But here's the catch to that. If I'm running in a very predictable direction and I'm sitting in a jammed area and my hunter hits the port and he skips me and finds somebody else, what if he accidentally wanders into my jammed area? That's going to tell him, oh, he's nearby, right? But at the same time, too, I could leave the jammed area and leave him in the jammed area himself, like, where's the guy at? Plot twist, I'm long gone, right? But what if he has a third port? You see, there's too many, like, what ifs in that situation, so I don't bother. And I get it, you can have 4 ports. No, wait, you can have 2 ports and, like, 4 jammers. I get it. But I'm not finna sit here and play mental gymnastics trying to figure out am I hunted or not. You know what I'm saying? And another thing I will never do, I mean never do, is hit the tower. I mean, there is like one example coming up where I do actually hit the tower, but in like 9.99 out of 10 of my games, you will never see me hit a tower. Purely because it's a detector, right? But you don't know where everybody is, but everybody knows where you are. Yes, it hides your location, but you had to walk to one location to hide your location. Does it make any sense? If it didn't, Good. Now what you're watching me do right here is, yes, I walk straight past the container and don't see anybody and or get shot at, which kind of tells me that either I'm being watched or nobody's around. And I'm willing to bet you it's the first option. So I take a chill pill and I look at my inventory and I'm like, I got no way to escape out the fancy way. Well, there's the buried cache. I could go for that. Oh wait, that's at the bottom of the map. Yeah, screw all that. Screw all that. Guess I'm gonna go for the container. Wait a minute. The detector. It's up here. If nobody's really around, then I should be able to just waltz right up here, hit the detector, and spot maybe 2 hostile bushes watching that container, and go over there and take out one of them. Plot twist.
Airdrop incoming. Get ready.
Just because you see somebody and y'all traded shots, that's not an obligation for you to get into a gunfight. It's not. People, the map is called a map for a reason. You don't gotta fight in that one spot. You could, like I'm about to do right now, you could break off, right? You could break off, wander the map, get some other things done, and you might run across that guy again. You just might, right? Like, you don't have to get into a gunfight just because you see somebody. You don't have to. There's other things you can do around the map. That's why it's called a map. That's why it is as big as it is. Get what I'm saying? But let me take you through what I was thinking during that time. He hit the detector. He threw a radiation grenade. Notice how he threw it where I was. And then he crawled and sat prone behind some logs facing me. he did everything right. Everything. Because look, he's covered on his on his left side, right? So if I were to walk up that way, I wouldn't see him. And he's facing the location of which is most likely for me to appear. Right? Because who in their right mind would walk to the right and go up the hill and, try to find him? Yeah, that wasn't going to work out. Now, I will say this. If I had a VSS, I would have killed him. Because, very accurate behind gun with the scope, right? But would I have killed everybody else in this match? Probably not. Especially not this guy that I killed right around here with a VSS. Oh yeah, that would not have happened. And oh look, that's him. Yeah, so he now knows that I'm nowhere to be seen. But now he's up there, all alone. What do you think he's going to do? If you said, Jet, you don't know because you don't go and find out, you're right. You're right. He could have opened the container. I would have never known. I didn't go back and look. I mean, what's the saying that came out like a year ago? Fuck around and find out. Yeah, that guy clearly knows what he's doing. He has more than 3 brain cells, and this is daytime. He knows where I was at. You know what I'm saying? He knows where I was at, which is the Sawmill, and he's closer to the container than I am. He would have had eyes on it before I got near it, which means ambush. No pun intended. But yeah, folks, Sawmill. A very underrated map because you all seem to like it, and the algorithm seems to like it too. That's why you're watching the video right now. Makes sense, right? Well, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.